Hello everybody, this is Vikings Wolves of Midgard, just like the site says over here. The game is, well, it's an RPG, it's a hack and slash, third isometrical view or something, well, Diablo-like. It's after so many years, that's pretty much how we categorize games, I suppose, at least in my group of friends. Nevertheless, it's all about Vikings and their gods and their realms and so on and so forth, which is quite nice. We had a lot of Vikings media, I would say, so films and games lately, which is very nice actually. They're kind of coming into view. No more werewolves and, I don't know, vampires and all that, and zombies mostly, because we're kind of fed up with them. Nevertheless, we have Vikings now. So this is where you create your character. You have a few choices. They're not to the extreme, I would say. Well, not to the extreme. You have a few choices. It's okay. It's decent enough. Now you have warrior, or you can have shield maiden, and that's about it. It's I guess I would have arranged this differently if I would have been a dev, but I'm not a dev, so I'm not going to comment too much. I don't have. It's okay. You really have a few good options around. So you're Viking. You're most likely gonna go like with a guy. I mean, look how they look. For God's sakes, you don't get more Viking than this, I suppose. To be honest, I would go with the shield maiden, though. Come on, where is it? There it is. Well, not necessarily like this. I would go with not blonde. I guess they were blonde because they're like German folk, like I guess. I don't know that much about their history or from whence their population actually came or what their heritage is, so maybe I shouldn't comment that much on that. I don't want to offend anyone. Nevertheless, hairstyle, I like it long and on the like this or like this. There we go. She moves it with the entire rock apparently. Doesn't matter. Now we have a few choices because this is the most important part basically. Now jewelry, you can choose whatever. I think they even have some of, I think this was it. Yeah, there we go. More, I guess, I suppose that's Viking-like, I don't even know. Now the hair tattoos, you can have a few. I usually like the face to be clear and only have, if anything, only have on the arms and so on and so forth. I guess that should go. Clan symbol, I would go more with this. This is actually an ancient symbol that I know about. I guess it's not, I don't think this was actually a symbol for the Vikings, but maybe they had it too, more for the Celts. Okay, whatever. And now basically, what type of character you want to play. So, let me see here, Julie, back tattoo, clan symbol. That's about it. Now we're gonna move on, and this is where you actually choose what type. Well, not necessarily, but let's say like this. You're gonna choose what type of hero you're gonna have. Two-handed, one-handed and shield, staff, bow, and I think that's about it. And I think there's a spear too, or something. So two-handed, well, I guess one-handed but dual-wield. Two-handed, the first was one-handed and shield. Yeah, here we go, and we have two more. There's the bow. Very weird sort of looking arrow, is like a spear, but nevertheless, and the staff, and that should be about it. There we go. Now the staff, I played a bit to understand the game. I have a few, I guess I have a complaint, and that's probably going to affect my choosing of what type of character we're gonna play. But nevertheless, I'm gonna talk with you about that in a sec. So you have staff, which is basically magic, but they all have certain amounts of magic, I guess. You have the ranged, well, basically, and the rest you kind of figure out. Two-handed, I already talked, I guess I already presented them to you. The thing about the game, now, compared to other games that are similar, you actually, on the other games, I mean, you kind of feel your hit on the mob. Not so much in this game. Most of the monsters within the first map were pretty much one-shot. I played like with a staff, which you would think it's, I guess, less powerful because you're sort of a mage. Not so much. Staffs don't give you magic necessarily. It's not necessarily a requirement either to have the magic itself, but it is your preferred weapon for melee. Why, the stuff is quite good, and you can even hit multiple enemies at once. At least it happened to me a couple of times, and I hit 2 of them. The other weapons are much faster, and oh yeah, by the way, weapons have attack speed, so that's something to take into account. Because most of the mobs were just one shot, and I didn't really feel when I was hitting them. To be honest, everything moves too fast. That's, I think, the problem. Mobs are just like on the corner of your view area, and then they're almost suddenly on you, or something like that. And that doesn't really quite give you time to strategize too much. Then again, the game does have a mechanic for this itself. You can dodge. Yeah, this is like Diablo with dodge, if you get my meaning. And that's quite important. But until you really understand or learn how to use it, for me at least, the gameplay itself was a bit wonky. So I kind of want to try the archer. Otherwise, I would go with Loki as a god any time of day. Not necessarily because I'm a trickster by nature, which I sometimes am, but because of the two-wield. I don't care that much to have a shield and block sometimes. I want to just do massive amount of damage in the shortest amount of time as I can. And he's going to use, Loki's going to give you passive skills for dual wield. It doesn't quite matter exactly what you choose, to be honest, because I think, if I'm not wrong, you can go in the trees of skills of any of the gods, and so you can build whatever, like an archer, dual wield, or whatever. And you can change between weapons as well. You can have 2 sets of weapons. But to be honest, as the first map played, I would really go with archer. I don't know if it's a good choice. Usually archer is harder to play with, because the game itself, it's developed to have big areas to play in, and also more confined ones, and that's a bit of a problem. I guess we're gonna go with Loki just to keep with the Viking way. They had bows though too, but I touched my mic a bit there, sorry about the noise. But even so, there were mostly melee guys, because they didn't fear that and all that, I suppose. So let's accept this. We're gonna go with Shield Maiden, Loki as a god, and so dual wield, dual one-handed wield. Let's go with this. Let's accept it. Okay, name. Well, we already know the name. Yeah, I know I'm a male, but my stage name basically goes for everything, female and male. Okay, that's how you create your. I don't want to be peasant. Let's see, new game. Difficulty, there we go. We're gonna go with normal. We're gonna be warriors.
Time is neither wheel nor arrow. It flows like a river with all its whirls and torrents. Now, it flows towards icy death for all the 9 worlds. War reigns in Asgard above us, as the ancient conflict between the gods of Aesir and the angels of Vanir erupts once more. While below us, in Niflheim, the frost giants unleash the great ice upon the shores of Midgard. It is their vengeance, the harbinger of Ragnarok, the end of all things. Who would have thought that Ulfung village, home to outcasts and renegades, would give rise to she who might save us all?
Oh yeah, and if you're a he, the narrator would have said a he who tries to save us all. Well, I guess I don't have anything that much of an interest to actually say. Oh, this is like a pyre of fire.
The village had the misfortune of being in Grimnir's way. The giants had no quarrel with the Ulfung, but that was about to change.
So it's the game itself is very interesting because it really introduces you with all the names and the history and mythological, I guess, concepts of the Vikings, or the northern people. So you can learn a lot from it just by playing, basically. There we go. There we are. Oh, boxed up or something. Let's see what our skill does, because I quite don't know. So this is your, I guess, character sheet or tab, whatever. You have an inventory, which now is kind of empty. You have a lot of slots to fill. You don't really use potion, you use totems, which go on this slot over here on the tab, and you have a few charges on it. Basically, in the beginning, you're gonna have about 3 charges. You can refill those charges at different altars. Otherwise, you're kind of screwed. And as you play along, apparently, the totems are you're gonna find more powerful and more powerful totems. You also have a lot of resources. Well, not a lot, but a few resources, as you can see. Most of them are going to be used to upgrade your town, or buildings within the town, or so on and so forth. So it's quite interesting, actually, that aspect of the game. I don't really like that I can really, in my inventory, I can really arrange it as I want. You're gonna see, as you're gonna get items, they're just gonna get stacked in one place, and as you sell or not, they're just gonna rearrange themselves, sort of. Now gifts is what we're actually interested upon. So these are all the gods that you have access to as you begin the game, and they basically choose, at least you're in the beginning of the game, how you're gonna go as with your character. So let's see. Battle dive, daring forward leap, which damages and knocks enemies back enemies. Ooh, quite nice. You can upgrade it at level 1, 6 and 11. Physical damage at our level right now, it's 70% of the DPS, slows down the enemies for 20% of their speed for 3 seconds. Not bad at all. And this is Rage of Loki, which because we actually, you have all of them, by the way, so they're all active mostly, as I'm getting at least. You must build out of them first. Oh, okay, so you don't have all of them, you only have your starting I guess god, gift, skill, whatever. It's going to increase your speed by 50% during rage. Now I haven't really gotten into a rage, whatever, but I guess we're gonna get there soon enough. And I think this is a snake here. Yeah, it's a snake, it's a cobra. So you can actually go, after you build that altar that you just saw, which is a structure within the city usually, you can go on any other of the god trees of skills, as long as you have the required level. So it's just up to you how you actually want to build your character. Over here is your character sheet with attacks and all that, and statistics, and which, well, this is mostly for, I guess, how you want to play or something. So we have this one. We also have dodge or roll. You can roll in multiple ways, even with your keys or just towards your cursor with your space button. You have a map down here. The environment is somewhat destructible. Ooh, this is actually much nicer than the staff. And you do get a bit of heal from your enemies usually. Okay, nothing there. Someone is coming. I really need to be more careful at how I'm hitting everything. There we go, you get wood. And not only, this is resource, which is apparently pretty important. Ooh, we got something to do, I think. Chain helm. Oh, don't mind if I do. You don't need to always click, you can just keep it pressed and you'll get it. We're getting a ton of stuff. Usually it's good to get it. And let's use the skill a bit. Okay, that's what it does. It has a bit of a cooldown. Now let's concentrate ourselves on the map a bit. We want to find pretty much everything and loot everything. And then move forward. There we go. She actually jumped by herself. Roll tutorial. Use roll to evade enemy attacks. Roll requires stamina. Equipping armor and shield slows roll. That's why we're dual wield. Press space to roll. There we go. Wow, that's what the skill does. There we go. We're getting a bit of heat over here from the mobs themselves. I mean damage, that's what I mean. And basically I'm getting more damage from the melee guys as I will compared to the staff. Mostly because they're not one hit, but I must say I do enjoy more this way of gameplay or whatever. It feels more accurate, I would call it. Okay, that must have hurt.
You picked a fight with the wrong.
Wait, when we were just one-shotting them, it was like quite weird. I don't see anything else to destroy. You have buttons. You have your basically your left control button, which is going to let you see if anything is on the ground. Wow, double kill, there we go. That was with skill. Let's get this too. Gold, not bad, and some iron. I don't see anything else to destroy. By the way, try to get everything from your map if you can. Shield, that's okay. Because afterwards it will basically change. Really? Quite fast, so. You didn't know who you were dealing with. I get it. I'm gonna forgive you for that. There we go. Do more stuff. And some boots. Nice. Now let's see the character a bit. So we have some boots, but we require level 2 to actually wear them. Okay, we have a shield, but we don't use shield, and I'm going to equip a secondary a ranged weapon, a bow, as soon as I get it. If I get it. And that's like the quest there. Let's go backtracking a bit because I really don't want to miss on any barrels or anything like that. I want to get everything if I can. There we go. Iron and wood. Nothing there. You can destroy a lot of the environment, but not everything gives you something. So keep that in mind. Don't stay on a house and try to destroy it, because you're not gonna get crap. Barrels mostly, and some other stuff gives you different resources. Here we go. Now let's talk with this guy.
Praise Odin, you returned at last. Jhoton raided our village. He slew the chieftain and most of our warriors. Oh, I barely escaped, but perhaps there's still hope for the Ulfung tribe. There are still a few survivors left. Slay the attackers and save the Ulfung tribe. Here. Take this healing totem. The old chieftain will not need it anymore.
I hope it serves me better than it served him.
I do like my voice. Now this is the healing I already told you about. So using healing totems, healing requires healing charges and reset, but they reset the combo counter basically. Replenish healing charges at healing altars. There's some like, oh, this is a healing altar by the way. It's sort of a red fiery chalice, but it's a big chalice. Well, not a chalice. You're gonna see it. I don't quite know how to explain it. As the adventure unfolds, you will discover stronger healing totems. So basically more charges and probably more heal on them. Now we have about 700 HP, so yeah, you know. So use tap because they force you to, because I didn't need it, but I only have like a bit of my life taken away. That doesn't matter. Okay, we can go through there. Now let's continue onwards. Checkpoint reach. Now we're pretty much saved, you know. This is how much we have, or what's this? Tomte? Tomte. I don't know what that is. This is probably what we got from this map, but this is what we could have gotten? Really? Where did I lose 12? Okay, I don't know what that is. I'm not even gonna bother. We're gonna continue. Now, this apparently is like only one way in. There's a cutscene. My guys are back inside and these guys are attacking the door. I need to clear the mobs before they charge in. Sort of, not that important, but because the mobs move so fast, it's a bit hard actually to aim at them right. But you don't need to click them exactly, by the way, which is awesome. You just need to aim at the general direction in which they are. Okay, we can't go to there. By the way, you heard in the NPC we just talked with said Jhoton. Jhoton basically is the giant, the first giants in the mythology of the Vikings. Okay, whatever. There were a few down there. The life of Odin, go and clear them out, right? Well, we'll do that in a second. We're gonna have a bit of a boss fight on the first map. I don't know about it. I was already... I just broke to them. I do like this dual wield. I like it more. I'm glad that I was wrong about the game, because I was.
Truly pathetic foes.
If you get to think of what I said in the beginning, I was wrong. So I thought that everything was going to be. He thought he could run. Totem ear. Yeah, you get a lot of ears from them. We need to save this guy. He's one of our warriors. I don't know if
Our clan will fight on until every one of us has drawn our last breath.
Aye, we should get to the meat hall, or what's left of it.
Okay, now I don't know if you can get killed though. Well, I didn't know about that. Apparently you can destroy a lot of things. Iron skull, iron, we got a lot of stuff from here. Now let's move on. This is basically your town, you're kind of rescuing your town right now. Here we go, we got some wood. Nothing else on the ground. Okay, destroy that, I didn't know. The game doesn't really show you what you can destroy or not, so you kind of have to choose. Let's go for the second NPC here. There we go, now this is our healer, or... well, I guess it's sort of a healer or something. Here we go, double kill.
Go. We can rebuild later.
Yes, we can rebuild it, alright. Nothing to destroy apparently, so let's move on. They're a bit hurt, as you can see, but doesn't quite matter, not that much. We destroyed something. Oh, we have our boss fight over there. Because my NPC is actually going for it, I'm kind of forced to do the same. Not even dodging, by the way. Crap. I get the heal. There we go, we actually pulled it off. Let's refinish our totem. Let's see what we have on the ground. Okay, it's kind of wanky, I guess, the left shift. You have to press it once and keep it pressed, I guess. I'm gonna get the hang of it later, sooner or later, so it doesn't quite matter. Let's clear everything else. First time I played, I didn't, and I kind of regret it afterwards because everything is weird. You can't really keep your... come on, move out of the way. There's a pathway over here. No, nothing to do there. Okay. I guess the map pretty much showed it to me. We're really far into the episode, but doesn't quite matter because we're almost done, as you can see the map. All we have to do is go back upstairs, but I want to clear everything first. There we go, we have another barrel to destroy. Can't go through here, apparently. Oh, destroy that. That doesn't give me anything. There's some iron. There's this... I think there's like requirements maybe for the level up, or I don't know, but apparently we did it. So it wasn't for the first part of the map. This thing was for the entire map. Let's see, anything around here? Oh, already been here. Okay, so that's it. Now we have to get our people back up. By the way, when you level up, you need to go to an altar. Otherwise, well, otherwise you're not gonna level up. And there we go. I'm gonna have a cutscene now. And got decent amount of resources, I must say.
They met that day to choose a new chieftain. But there could be only one choice. The Shield Maiden, who had slain a giant and even driven the enemy into flight.
I actually killed more than a giant. I think there were about 3 of them. But only one of them was stronger than the others, I guess. So this is pretty much how the game presents itself. I do like it. I'm glad that I was a bit wrong about how you can feel when your weapons contact with the enemy. It felt...
Under the command of the new chieftain, they rebuilt the village. First, they rebuilt the altars, where the clan could dedicate the blood they had spilled to the gods and goddesses of Asgard and earn their favor. Nearby, a tent to house the Skald, who would salve their wounds and write poems of their glorious victories. Last, they rebuilt the armory and smithy, so that their new chieftain might have weapons and armor to aid her in battle. But where to take the battle? That was for the chieftain alone to decide.
Okay, until we actually move forward, so I have to say this. I'm glad that I was wrong about the game. The dual wield feels way much nicer. You have to actually feel the contact with the enemy. The staff probably was a bit overpowered in the beginning because everything was just flying around. You didn't really feel the connection between the staff and the enemies. probably is gonna happen the same with the two-handed weapon as well, especially in the beginning. Probably after a while, as we level up and mobs get more stronger, that's not going to be the case with any of the weaponry. I guess, at least for me, that was a bit of a downside of the game, and I thought it was be a problem, but I'm glad I choose dual-wielded, dual-wielded actually, because it really feels nice. The game is somewhat speedy, and you really need to aim.
Yourself in battle,
but apart from that, everything's just fine.
If you're to survive this winter and against strong foes, you'll need better protection. I don't have much to offer right now, but help yourself to what I have in the smithy.
Why, thank you.
Many great warriors died today. May they feast well in Valhalla. However, our stocks are ruined, meaning we cannot feast as well here.
There is meat and wood in the fjords. I will make it safe for those who lack my talents.
There we go.
Before. I suppose it might be interesting.
Now the entire area that we've cleared is now our town, and we rebuild a bit. If you're gonna, if we look around, we have. This is the armory. No, this is this is the smithy. This is the armory, I think. Let's see.
You need new armor.
There we go. The armory crafts armor, helms, and shields using resources. Upgrade armorer to gain access to improved armor sets. That is exactly the same for the smithy. Now we're not going to use the shield at all. My god, it has like 3 empty slots. So we're just going to sell it. You want to sell this item? Yes, I do. This is what we're going to get for it. So it's quite nice. The armor, though, we're going to have to see if we have anything equipped first and then go from there. I think that's on us, if I'm not wrong. So inventory, yeah. We don't have anything that will help too much. We have a staff, apparently. Okay. It's magical, right? And we have two-handed. Some boots which we can't really wear right now until we level up. And that is about it. So he's gonna sell and buy basically armors and shields, and he's gonna get us weaponry. The smiths craft weapons in exchange for resources. Upgrade the smith to gain access to new weapons. Some smithy upgrades may require specific items. You can upgrade from here, by the way, but let me show you. Do you want to upgrade to smithy 2? Upgrade bonus, tier 2 weapons. Requirements: a lot of gold, a lot of iron, and a ton of wood. So oh, and a plan of blommery, whatever that is. So it's not going to be easy. Most likely you're going to have to get to a certain time, or not time, a certain area within the game and defeat a certain enemy, most likely, to be able to have everything you need to upgrade. Well, I'm talking mostly about this plan, whatever it is, because the rest you can grind. That's not a problem. I'm going to show you how you can grind, by the way. Well, I guess most of it you can grind. Okay, so let's sell the hammer because we really don't use it. Maybe I should have looked at it a bit more, but doesn't quite matter. Let's see what we can get, because I'm pretty sure my weapons are a bit, not wanky, but I would say not that great. So it's damage 56 to 63, and I could get like 2 swords probably. Critical chance more, but that is about it. 1, 2 random effects. I guess we're gonna see. I'm probably gonna go off camera and try all of this around. You can go with bow, two-handed. It has it all, you know. You just need to want to go there. And another thing I'm gonna show you. I'm not gonna show you the level up. We're gonna do that next time. So this is how you replenish your healing totem. Over here we have our witch, or our healer, or whatever you wanna call her. And no, that's just the warrior guards her. She's gonna tell you a lot, but you can, after you talk with her, you can use this stone, and you're gonna get into the trial of the gods. Basically an arena with waves of enemies, and how much you resist, it's basically up to you and your skill. And considering how much you resist within the arena, you're going to get a certain amount of resources. And I guess that's about it. Okay, if you enjoyed the clip, give it a big like, and to see more, subscribe. And I'm gonna see you guys and gals around next time.